Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's K Gibbs F1 here, and welcome to Formula Xbox Season 7 highlights action today. And this time it's round 5, and we are at the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. And Barcelona, often associated with sunny skies and warm weather, today it was anything but. As you can see, the rain is pelting down in qualifying, and glancing into the forecast for the race as well, it's going to be a similarly wet affair in the race. So a 1:35 flat is our fastest time so far on the intermediate tyres, and that actually puts us slowest of all to have done a lap on the intermediate tyres, so an absolute shocker in qualifying for me so far. So it's absolutely all in on black for this last lap to see if I can salvage anything from this session. But we lock up into turn 7, we head for the gravel, and that is all she wrote for our qualifying performance. So a disappointing and dismal P15 to match the weather conditions here in Spain. And we've got a big recovery effort on. As you can see, with it, like I said, with the slowest to have done a lap on the intermediate tyres. So an absolute shocker there. And it's going to be a case of now heading to the race to see what can be done from there. We've got Luke behind us on the grid as well. So he'll be absolutely rapid coming through. And Vapid Koot as well, the guy we've been battling for the last 3 races, in fact, seemed to have been tied to him all season. He's also behind us as well, so he could easily come through and put a challenge up to us once again. So as you can see, it's a wall-to-wall intermediate tyres race, this one. Judging by the forecasts, we have 3, 4 and 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. Really long hold there, to be fair. And it's just horrendous traction, but not for the mighty midget, who just cleans everybody in the midfield out there and passes several cars even before turn 1. We're on the inside of Drastic Midget there, and we get the job done. But we've got Luke charging up the inside of us. He wants to make up some ground early on. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact between us there. We squeeze Drastic Midget out as well, and for now at least we're up to P14, so it's a fairly decent start, considering that all I usually do off the grid is go backwards. Luke's now got past us though through turn 3 as we got a little bit wide, so he's made up a place. We're late on the brakes in the 4. Luke's been taken out by a lagging Prototype Budgie. So Luke in the turn 4 gravel trap on that one. He's not going to be happy with that. We've got Steady Ames as well, who is off the road there. And he'll play a big part in later on in this race. And I'll come to him a little bit later on. As we see, we've got Clippers ahead in P12 as well. We're now in P13 after all those shenanigans played out. So a fairly decent first lap, up to P12 as well after somebody else had a drama. And with a car peeling off to the right there and into the pits, that has now become P11 for us. That's the mighty midget who made an unscheduled stop on that one. But breaking away from that strategy talk for now, because Elusive Kev has got a tremendous run on us. Heading down the inside to 1, I covered the middle of the road, covering off the inside line, and in the end, Kev could not quite make that move stick on the outside. So we retain P11 for now, but as you can see, it's getting very feisty up ahead, with several cars battling it out. But if you look on the map, you can see behind me quite a train forming. And my pace has clearly not improved from the dismal qualifying session that I had. But we've got a run on Sam now as we head through turn 9. Camps are side by side, and Sam gets the, or he holds on to the position for now at least. I think about diving up the inside, and in dry conditions might have had a go and a bit of a lunge, but to be fair, in wet conditions you just can't take any gambles like that. And Sam retains the position for now. But this is of course a battle for the final points paying position. So in the early stages of this race, we want to try and get ourselves up into the top 10. Sam's got it all out of shape on the way out of there. I've hit the back of him, I've lost a bit of my front wing. Not too much damage done, but down the inside comes the McLaren, swipes us out of contention, and we have now got no front wing left, or at least only a tiny part of it left, and we've been absolutely drilled by that McLaren. So it's game over for us, at least as far as points scoring goes in this race, and our poor pace and poor track position now is going to lead to a very difficult afternoon from here. And interestingly, that McLaren that swiped me out was Steady Ames that I mentioned on lap 1, who was getting it all crossed up. And ultimately, Steady Ames shouldn't have even been in this race. He's not actually a league racer. He just snuck into the lobby, full stealth mode activated. Nobody noticed him. And yeah, so I felt particularly aggrieved afterwards when I realised the guy that took me out shouldn't have even been in the race in the first place, and obviously cannot get the fair retribution as a result. So just very frustrating and fair. One of those things, unfortunately, it's never happened in 180 odd races in Formula Xbox which is testament, to be fair, to how well Midge runs this thing. But ultimately, on this occasion, we've been caught out by a slight oversight. So we come into the pits for an early stop on lap 6. We go to the intermediate tyres. It does, of course, signal a 2-stop race from here for us. But I tried basically to carry on with that damaged front wing, and while my pace versus the likes of Sir Lane wasn't too bad, it certainly wasn't good enough to get me anywhere further up the field. So what we've done is we've basically gambled on having a safety car. We've gone to a fresh set of boots early on, and just hoping to see if something, if anything, can happen in this race from here. So skipping forward to lap 10, we've been pretty lonely up to this point, but we've got the mighty Midget, who of course made that pit stop on lap 1 after he must have come across some dramas, is now cruising past us, not with DRS of course, because it's disabled at the moment, just on pure slipstream alone, and we're not really going to put up too much of a fight there on the basis that it's only a matter of time before he comes through, and we're not going to score points anyway, so there's no point having an accident and causing any issues or any more issues in the course of this race as we head back into the pits on lap 18. After the mighty Midget passed us, we had such a quiet drive from there. Nothing much really happened at all. So this is our second of 2 pit stops. It's going to be intermediate tyres again, and it's another replacement front wing. We did actually have a little bit of a scrape with a barrier, so we're going to fit a new front wing and we're going to head out again. But as you can see, coming around the last corner now is the leaders. So it's Azar in the lead, and here comes Azar now as we exit the pit lane, about to put a lap on us. So lap 19 of 33, and we are already a lap down. So that's certainly not gone quite as planned for this race, but ultimately not much of it has been our fault really. Obviously we had the one scrape with the barrier, which I cut out the highlights, but was, to be fair, my fault. Other than that, we've been nerfed by someone that wasn't in the league. So yeah, tricky afternoon. But as you can see, lap 29 now, we get a little bit on the AstroTurf, a little bit on the gravel, heading to the barrier, straight to the scene of the accident, and that is game, set and match for us. And well, a very difficult afternoon ends in the worst fashion with a retirement. Points were never really on anyway after our dramas that we had, but that just put the tin lid on that particular race. So as you can see, Azar took a fantastic victory. We're down in P18, DNF, along with Worthy, Feely and Prototype Budgie for those that didn't finish. So a disastrous afternoon for us. And you see Steady Ames, the man in the McLaren P16, 2 laps down, and ultimately the one that curtailed our race, and very unfairly and unfortunately indeed. So that was the Spanish Grand Prix. It was short highlights today, of course, folks, because not a lot happened in that one. But ultimately, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed. And of course, there's always that subscribe button if you fancy seeing more of this content. But for now, at least, it's goodbye from me. And I'll see you again in the next race.